hour. Got to work it out. Wednesday night stream. And on Wednesdays, we would be doing new comic book day stuff.
Yes.
However,
discussing these new things, but the situation being what it is, we don't have the new comics to discuss. So we're going to do it a bit differently.
Yeah, so we'll do a new to you comic book day thing. And we have our very good friend from CGC Emporium down in Chichester, local, well, not local anymore, comic shop. It was local comic shop. And Owen, who will be, talking us through. So, hi, Owen.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Actually, I haven't got these bright lights on, so we're not as washed out, which is probably good, isn't it?
I can see the screen.
Yeah.
So that really helps.
Yeah.
Always wise.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's funny how much you learn as you just go along.
Yes, but there you go.
So, how's it been for you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as with everyone else, it's strange days all around. But for the comics industry, it's been pretty much unprecedented. I don't think there's ever been such an interruption to the weekly routine of comics as there has been in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, very strange.
Yeah. So at the moment, you're just to say, because I know every comic book shop is doing it differently. So at the moment, you're still able to post things out and send things out and things like that.
So I think anyone who had an online presence is still posting stuff out. But yeah, there's no new comics. Like you said, it's new to you comics is the thing we're doing at the moment. So making people discover stuff they may have missed on their first pass.
Yeah.
Well, there is, isn't there? There's loads of stuff. Whenever I walk into a comic book shop, I always go to the graphic novels, and I always look, and there's loads.
It is quite nice. When I first saw the new to you thing, I thought that's actually a very. I mean, it's sad that we don't have the new ones, but it's kind of a cool way of doing things because, like you say, there are so many, and when you've got so many things coming out all the time, you can miss things. So
we'd really be in trouble if the comics industry didn't have more than 2 weeks worth of reading that people had missed before.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. Very true.
So Diamond shutting down. I mean, did you have any notice over that, or? Oh,
we got a good several hours notice that our wasn't arriving. So ordinarily we get stuff on the Tuesday. For most shops, we'll get it on the Tuesday, ready to go out on the Wednesday, and we were all set for that. And then Diamond UK said they had shut down. They have the comics from I think the 26th of March in their warehouse at the moment, but nothing after that. And then very shortly after Diamond UK shut, then Diamond US also said we're not taking any more deliveries. So they've got about 2 further weeks worth in their warehouse, but nothing after that. So, I think we're looking at it's going to be 1 to 2 months of no new comics. So dramatic.
Whenever it restarts, sort of thing.
I think it'll take a while to get things back up and running, but it gives people like Jeff Johns a bit of time to catch up on their delayed books, that kind of stuff. So
That's true. Capitalize on the opportunities, of course.
Yeah. So I don't think there's a huge amount of pencils down. There's definitely some, and I worry for some of the smaller publishers who Diamond aren't paying at the moment. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I saw that sort of. I don't know whether it was a hashtag, but I saw people mention pencils down. So that's just a thing. All the artists and creators and stuff just not being able to do any work. Sort of thing.
I think it's a mixture. I think some places have carried on. I think the bigger stuff, mostly DC, is carrying on, but they've put their Black Label stuff on the slowdown. And I think Marvel have sort of cut back on about a third of their books for. What is it? July solicitations.
Yeah.
So, but I think that works for the gap that's going to be needed because no one knows what's happening. We haven't really got any concrete information from Diamond US or UK, and the consensus among shops seems to be that it's going to be a 1 to 2 month break, and then things will pick up from where they left off. There's still a lot of debate about digital first, whether DC and Marvel will decide to push digital books out before paper copies hit the street. I'm a retailer, so I've obviously got my opinion one way on that, but
And you wouldn't really be in favour of it, I feel, but
very perceptive of you, sir.
yeah.
But I think it would also create a kind of two-tier system and chaos, basically. So the simplest way I can see it is it just pauses for 2 months, and what would have been released at the end of March gets released at the end of May, something like that.
Okay. Right. Okay. So with that in mind, and the fact that there's nothing coming out and all that sort of stuff, what would you like to recommend, or from recent stuff that you actually received?
So there's been quite a lot of really good indie books. The first people I'm going to mention are AWA Studios, because they were very unfortunate to launch almost their entire line the week before comic shops shut down.
Okay.
So it's a new publisher run by Bill Jemas, who used to do quite a lot of stuff for Marvel. He's and he's got some really good creators in there. The Resistance is the main book, and that's Straczynski and Deodato, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, they launched 4 books, and then the comics industry stopped. So yeah. I feel sorry for them on the timing, and the books are really solid. There's some really good stuff in there. So I don't know how many people have got them, but try and hunt those down. AWA Studios, the Resistance, Hotell, Archangel 8, and the Red Border, I think, are the 4 titles.
What genre? I presume you've read them.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So they it's a mixture, actually. So the Resistance is kind of a little bit kind of a superhero X-Men kind of thing. Something strange has happened to the world. I mean, the first page of that is the pandemic arrived on Earth and no one knew where it had come from. So it's almost like they knew what was going to happen. Yeah. So that changes everybody in different ways, or sorry, it doesn't change. It changes the majority of people, and there's a small minority of people who aren't affected, which is kind of strange. Okay. Yeah. But there's Hotell, which is a kind of pretty much a horror kind of thing.
That's John Lee's, I believe.
Sorry,
that's John Lee's who wrote that. See, I know something, and not much, but I know that. So,
you just wanted to get that in there. Yeah. I know that
one. That's my offering for the whole stream.
That's actually my favorite. I really enjoyed that. It was it was nice and creepy, and really good art to back it up as well. And then Archangel 8, which is a kind of assassin betrayed kind of thing. And the Red Border is fairly self-explanatory. It's it's an immigration kind of thing. So yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, it would be nice if people gave those books a chance, since they're probably sitting on the shelf somewhere, and looking for something interesting to read.
Yeah, that's good. It's a good mix as well, so that's quite nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was all just the number ones, and are they? Do they say whether they're 5 comics in the arc, or?
I think they're either 5 or 6, all of them, with more to come if it works out for them. So, and I'm pretty sure you can read them all free online as well if you would like. All the issue ones, I think they've put up on their Facebook. So
okay,
that's
nice. Good to know.
Yeah,
all right,
that's cool.
I should let me just find their Facebook.
Yeah. So have you had more time to read, Owen, or have you been doing more?
A little bit. I've organised my to read pile, so I've got it all there to go. I haven't read a huge amount, a few bits and pieces I've been catching.
Okay, that's good. So with this new to you, because I know that you do actually have quite a wealth of knowledge and you've read lots and lots, but there must be lots that you're maybe having a chance to discover as well. So some new things. I mean, a bit like the indie comics. Or not.
Well, I usually try and read all the number ones that we get through, so there's not much that I haven't read, although it's been a bit tricky recently. There's been a lot of new titles, so I haven't had a chance to read a huge amount on my backlog. I have 2 long boxes of comics to read, which is rather sinful. It's a pretty bad pile. So
yeah.
Okay. That's cool though. That's exciting. You've got something.
Yeah,
You've got something to
it's
work.
all there ready to go. When I get to sit down for a minute, it'll all be good.
Are you still traveling to the shop at all, or is it all?
Yeah, we're fulfilling online orders every day. So,
okay.
So it's just me. I just go in, grab the stock, post it out. There we go. So.
Okay. And all those orders are coming in via CGC. I'm just reading it across the bottom of the screen. CGCemporium.com.
Yes, that's it. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So obviously,
nice.
If you have some books that you like to order, and you haven't got a favourite comic shop, then by all means go to that one.
Or you could find
do support your local shop as well, though, because
absolutely.
All the local shops really need support at the moment. So,
and I saw also some of the creators are sort of offering half the money, like 50% to the shops. For unsold books and things like that. I mean, I don't know how much that spread, but we saw a couple of people.
TKO, I think we're doing it. Scout Comics, both of those I saw. Black Mask as well, maybe. So it's largely the indie guys stepping up and being very kind.
So that's good. Okay, so we got. I've put the link to AWA Studios in the. In whatever that's called in the comments. So
whatever that thing is.
I don't know. Do I work in IT? Yes, I do.
It's terrifying.
So what's next? What else?
I'm going to give a shout out. I've prepared one here. So Bang, which is Matt Kindt's new book. It's fantastic. 2 issues out so far, and he's doing for action films what Alan Moore did for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with literature with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. So it's bringing in lots of characters that you will recognize without breaching any copyright, and doing something quite interesting with it. Only 2 issues in, but so far it's been probably the best new read of the year for me. Really, really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Not enough people read Matt Kindt's books. He's fantastic in pretty much everything he does, but this one especially, he's really hit on something.
Remind me what else he's done.
Mind Management is probably one of the bigger ones. Super Spy was also very good. That's quite old now, but a few other bits and pieces.
That's good.
Black Badge, which was Boy Scouts as undercover assassination operatives. Another recent title. So,
sounds good. What else? Just having a look what we've got here. You mentioned Outer Darkness, which I do actually have both of these, so it's really good.
So you've read them. I'm glad.
Well, I'm a fan of Chew, so I like John.
Okay. So, you'll like the crossover that's just released as well. So Outer Darkness crossed with Chew somehow.
Yeah. Does it need to make any sense? So what's Outer Darkness about?
I mean, my simplest way of describing it is it's Star Trek with demons. So the warp drive is a trapped god that you have to sacrifice souls to, and anytime you do a warp jump, you can get possessed. So the bridge crew are exorcists and that kind of thing. It's a really nice little mix up, and he's done the kind of episodic Star Trek thing very well. So there's an ongoing storyline, but also it has some really nice sort of one-shot episodes in there as well. So it's fantastically constructed.
That sounds awesome.
That
sounds amazing.
I've pushed it heavily in the shop, but I don't think it's got the traction they wanted. But it was a really notable book of last year.
Wow.
More people should read it for sure.
I guess it's one of those things. Coming after Chew, I suspect they all had their expectations that maybe it will be as popular as that, and I don't know. Maybe that's why.
Well, he's got another book called Chew coming out, hasn't he? Because he was sick of everyone saying the writer of Chew, so he's just done another book called Chew now.
But it's spelled CHU, isn't it? It's after the
That's brilliant.
So when does that come out? Do we know? Is that soon or?
I have no idea. It was in solicitations, I think, for last month. So probably September, maybe.
Okay.
So you've got another one you mentioned here, Moneyshot. So
Yeah, that's from Vault, who've been doing a really good job over the last couple of years. One of the almost filling in a lot of what Image have been doing. A lot of really good indie books, but Moneyshot, it's supremely crude and wonderful for it. It is underfunded scientists going and having sex with aliens and live streaming it to generate money so they can do experiments.
Okay. Yeah, and it's good.
Look on Marianne's face.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the trade which was out recently, and
okay.
It's supremely crude, but a lot of fun, and very well pitched as well. Yeah, it's
I think the Tim City one I liked. It was Revival. I think he did Revival, which
that's not what I've read now.
Yeah, it's sort of 7 volumes of just good stuff. Sort of small town America. People coming back from the dead, but not as zombies as such. But trying to work it out. So if I was going to I'd certainly recommend that. If I've managed to read 7 volumes of anything, it's good. No, I found it. Yeah, so Revivals. Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's cool. So what was coming up that you like the look of? Do you know? Or
now you're testing me, because it's all, we order 2 months in advance, you see, so it's a long time since I ordered all those books. So now you're putting me on the spot. Nothing comes to mind, I have to say. Sorry.
Is it just exciting when the boxes come into the comic shop and you think, oh, what's in here?
Yeah, you have to be very disciplined, otherwise it could take you about 3 days to unpack everything. So So
can I just ask, just in your recommendations and things, do you have a favorite genre? Is it is it whatever's good?
Yeah, I mean, probably a little bit biased towards sci-fi, but I mean, whatever works really. I've certainly I've read less superhero stuff as I've gone on, but there are still very good books around. Strange Adventures from Mitch Gerads, and I can't remember the writer now. It was they've teamed up before. They did Mr. Myracle last couple of years ago now. That was really good recently. And Curse of the White Knight as well was another good book from DC recently as well. So,
Okay, that's cool.
I try and I've always been kind of biased towards the indie stuff, so I always try and I get more than that than I should probably. So.
No, you can never have that. Indie stuff is great.
No, definitely. Cool. So, are there any since everyone's sort of in lockdown, any sort of good graphic novels or for younger people?
DC have been doing a really good range recently, so a lot of if people are interested in superheroes, they're doing a lot of original graphic novels pitched at kids and also teens as well. So there was Under the Moon, which was a Catwoman thing, which was pitched a sort of teen plus kind of stuff. And the Robin one recently as well. So their range of original graphic novels is really being filled out recently, doing a good job of that. Otherwise, always Lumberjanes is a fantastic read for everybody really, but it works very well. And then British stuff as well, from the Phoenix. So Bunny versus Monkey for younger readers is fantastic.
That's something I'd like, honestly.
It's essentially a British Tom and Jerry, and that's amazing.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I've not read any Phoenix books. I should do.
Evil Emperor Penguin as well. That's quite fun.
Is it? Yeah. So that's
such a nice title.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, do you look for? Because I remember looking in previews, and sometimes they do graphic novels from a while ago that they reprint or they reoffer or something. Have you picked any of those up recently, or?
I mean, everything tends to just be available in perpetuity at the moment. So there's the certain Image books you always keep in certain publishers. So Saga still sells ridiculously well even after all this time. There's still people finding that book. Hellboy, especially recently as well. They've done some really good collections of all the Hellboy at a sensible price point. You can just grab 6 volumes, and that's you're done on Hellboy. It's very, very good. Okay. And it's all in chronological order now as well, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. And is that because of the film? Because the film,
it's interesting.
All the way through the film.
The film kind of bombed, but and it was out around the same time as Avengers, I think. And Avengers didn't really increase sales of Avengers books for us, but Hellboy, we sold ridiculously more. It's very strange how that works, but and it's continued as well. Hellboy is now one of those perpetual sellers. It's entered. I think it's got past a certain activation energy where it keeps on fulfilling.
I mean, there's the. I don't know whether you call it not the offshoot BPRD. Does that sell as well? Or?
They haven't done the collections for that yet, so I think that'll come along later. But just the core Hellboy still sells really well, and they're still producing the Hellboy comics and the kind of the 1950s stuff that they've been doing for quite a few years. So they can carry on doing those forever without affecting their main timeline, if you like. So
okay, that's good. So if there was one horror title, what would
it'd have to be Hexes, wouldn't it?
Yeah, actually, funny you should say it. You're not going to be able to see it because it's green. But look,
no,
it's here.
Wow. That works really well.
Yeah, it's like the Ghost of Hexes 2. So it arrived the other day, and probably every page will have green on. But there you go. So it's all here.
Oh, fantastic!
So I got. They've been delivered, and I need to take a month off now and put them all in envelopes. So obviously Hexes.
Yeah. So. Well, welcome to the party, pal.
yeah, definitely. So apart from Hexes, what else would you suggest?
Well, I already did Out of Darkness. That it works as a horror, I think, a little bit. If you're talking sort of full-on stabby horror kind of stuff, there isn't a huge amount around. Bedlam was one from a while back, an expensive book. That's kind of crazy. And well, the recent Hellblazer is quite fun in that respect as well. Not a kind of horror movie kind of thing, but that Hellblazer, since it's gone Black Label, has been fantastic. So
and Black Label is excuse my
it's I guess officially DC's mature line now, so but it also tends to be they put all what they used to call Elseworlds in that, so they let creators do pretty much what they want in it without affecting the main DC continuity. But so Hellblazer is in there with the Sandman stuff that they're doing at the moment. As part of that. But you get stuff like the Harleen special, which was out recently from Stefan Schepak, which was really good. Jeff Lemire's doing a few books, Joker Killer Smile, that kind of thing. They're generally almost always worth picking up, and it's been a really strong lineup so far.
Okay. That's good. Yeah. And how long have they been going on for?
It's probably about a year. It started with the Batman book that was the first appearance of Bruce Wayne. Have you heard about this?
No.
Batman's penis was featured in a comic accidentally, and so
accidentally.
Yeah, well, apparently it's a printing issue, so the Batawang appeared in comic, and so that was the first book in Black Label, and it went a bit nuts, and people were paying silly amounts for the book. But that caused the whole range to be paused for quite some time while DC were like trying to figure out how it got past editorial. But since then, it's done very well. Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't do any harm having the extra publicity, shall we say?
Well, he dresses to the right, let's say.
He has to go one way. Wow.
Such a worry.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Now, moving on.
You're going to regret asking me on.
Yeah, here we go. So you sort of said, maybe, for fantasy, maybe saga or something like that, but sci-fi.
Rat Queens is always a nice one for fantasy as well.
Okay.
Had a good run. And Coda recently from Suspiria is fantastic. Beautiful art as well.
So what's that called?
Coda.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a boom book.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh, and give a shout out to Gillen as well. Both his books, Die and Once and Future. Both Die was selling as much as Batman at last shop. It went really very popular.
Yeah,
cool.
I think we've got it. I think we've got it was collected, wasn't it?
Yeah. The first two came now, I think.
Yeah, I think I've got that.
And Once and Future was due to come out on the week that got cancelled, so it's waiting in Runcorn to be sent down to us.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's nice. So would those be your sort of recommendations? Because I was going to ask, because Simon has a lot of horror comics, which is lovely.
Yeah.
And everything. But yeah, if you're not looking for horror and if you're not looking for superhero, would those be sort of the things that you would recommend?
Yeah. Pretty much. What I've listed out so far. There was one other one actually, which fits with your horror, which was Ram V's book which was collected, which is The Savage Shores. Have you seen that one before?
No,
don't think so.
It's vampires in the East India Company.
Okay.
Mixed with Indian mythology as well. So it's an amazing book, and the art is fantastic as well. But it was again another book out from Vault. It started about a year and a half ago, I think, but the collection was out not so long ago. So
nice.
So would you say that before COVID, that the indie scene was getting stronger?
Yeah. There's more publishers doing more solid books. There's it's not just Image who you can rely on for the indie stuff. Now there's a whole raft of them coming up, and the quality of books is just improving all the time.
And was that affecting the Marvel and DC sales, or are they totally different?
I think it's almost my mission in life is to get everybody reading everything, and so but there's still very much in fact you've got the DC people, the Marvel people, and then you've got a different kind of reader who comes in for the indie books. Some people cross over, some people, and my recommendation is, if you like a creator on a DC book, go and read all their self-published or creator-owned stuff, because you almost certainly like it. You don't necessarily need that license or history for IP to be there.
They bring their own style, I guess, and if you like their style in a Batman book or whatever, then you'll like their indie style. So
Donny Cates, for example, he's had an amazing run on a series of Marvel books, but he's also got some great indie stuff, Redneck, Deceptor, a few other books. Really good.
Nice.
Cool.
There's loads to read there. That's really
good. It's not a problem. We'll be fine. And it's the perfect opportunity to organize your collection and maybe even read it.
Exactly. Perfect.
We have a spare room at the moment for the books,
so full. I almost can't get in there to organize them. So, which is a nice problem to have.
And when you knock a pile over, you always get something interesting to read. So,
exactly. It's how I choose my next book.
Very much.
We do have some comments, from Louise, which I've just noticed. So I'm sorry I've missed them. But Louise agrees with you, Owen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure at which point, but maybe about everything.
I'm vindicated.
I think so.
So, but thank you, Louise, and thanks for commenting and watching. And sorry we didn't see those before.
That's
cool. Well, thank you very much.
No worries. Well, thanks for having me. And
that's fun.
carry on. Well, just doing what you do, really.
Serving the community.
That's it.
With my lack of knowledge.
but we learn, and so everyone can learn.
I
So
think
that's
so.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's good. But yeah, that was really cool. Thank you very, very much. Lots of recommendations. We have Friday reviews, so maybe we'll slip some of those in there.
Well, yeah, as an artist, I can definitely put my
Yeah,
pennyworth in there.
yeah. So that would be cool. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we will talk again soon. But
Yes.
thank you very much.
Yes.
And
Okay.
best of luck with everything in the meantime. And of course, stay safe.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
All right.
See you later.
Bye.
So, thank you very much for popping along, saying hi. Oh, hi, Daniel. Why does Simon look like he's floating? I am floating. I'm just ahead
Always.
now. And long may it be that way, I say. But thanks. I seem to have a black T-shirt on, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is a blue fox T-shirt. There you go, if you can see it. From my
This
Robin.
is from Robin. Yes.
Yeah,
so
available nowhere, but I do have several of them.
So, well, available here.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's
available,
fair to say. Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. You look like you're floating, and I
Yeah.
look very grounded.
Of course.
So we will be back tomorrow, which is Thursday.
Yes, which is Creator Spotlight.
Indeed.
Yeah. So
we'll be back tomorrow at 8 for that.
yeah.
So do join us then. In the meantime, keep reading comics.
Yeah.
And keep supporting all of your local shops because they do need you.
Yeah.
And they've got loads of stuff, as we just heard from Owen. They've got loads and loads of things, books that you may have now a chance to discover that you didn't see before.
Yeah. So check out your local comic shop website. See what they got for sale. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. And help them.
Yeah. And we've put all the links and everything in when we put this up on YouTube. So if you missed anything, you can always catch up there.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Thanks again. Take care. Stay safe till tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.